My name is Chris Conley, and I'd like to talk to you about dealing with stress. Let me read to you first a few things about stress. Stress refers to the physiological response that occurs when an organism fails to respond appropriately to emotional or physical threats, extreme negative events such as being a victim of a terrorist attack, a natural disaster, or a violent crime may produce an extreme form of stress known as post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, a medical syndrome that includes symptoms of anxiety, sleeplessness, nightmares, and social withdrawal. The experience of stress creates both an increase in the general arousal in the sympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system, as well as another, even more complex system of physiological changes through the HPA axis. The HPA axis is a physiological response to stress involving interactions among the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and adrenal glands. In case you don't know what the hypothalamus is, here's a definition. The hypothalamus is a brain structure made up of distinct nuclei as well as less autonomically distinct areas. It is found in all vertebrate nervous systems. The HPA response begins when the hypothalamus secretes releasing hormones that direct the HPA pituitary gland to release the hormone ACTHC. So that is the technical terms. So let me talk to you about different forms of stress. Your daughter comes home from school, she failed algebra. Your wife yells up from downstairs, the toaster's on fire. Your mother's in a bad car wreck and you need to go to the hospital. You hear a tornado siren and you have to take shelter. All these could cause stress. Survivors of Hurricane Katrina had 3 times the rate of heart attacks than the national average for the years following the disaster. I'd like to explain a couple words here for you. Self-efficacy, hardiness, and optimism. Optimism means hopefulness, cheerfulness, confidence, a general tendency to expect positive outcomes, finding that optimists are happier and have less stress. Self-efficacy, effectiveness, usefulness, value, the belief and ability to carry out actions that produce desired outcome. People with high self-efficacy have response to environmental and other threats in an active, conservative way. By getting information, talking to friends, and attempting to face and reduce difficulties they are experiencing. Hardiness training. Hardiness means self-assurance, toughness, resilience. Program that include focusing on ways to efficiently cope with stress was effective in increasing satisfaction and decreased self-reported stress. So those are some of the words we want to learn and we want to focus on here. In my job, I'm a release coordinator, problem solver. I manage a major application for Kaiser Permanente. This is a benefit application. Whenever there's a major outage, they call on me to coordinate between multiple other applications to resolve the issue and get the members able to get checked in. This type of stress is adaptive because it helps us respond to potentially dangerous events by activating the sympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system. I've also worked at Kaiser for a while. In my last job at Verizon Wireless, I had a manager that was on the East Coast and I was on the West Coast. She always rode me. I could never do anything right. I managed a major data center and everyone out here thought I was doing a great job. I had a bleeding ulcer, but I didn't know it at the time. My face was turning white because of the blood loss. I was walking with a little bit of a limp to the side, and I went to the doctor and got a blood test. And the doctor says, let me call you back and we'll figure out what's going on. A couple hours later he called and says, are you home in bed? And I said, no, I'm at work. He says, well, you need to get to the hospital. You need to get a blood transfusion. I didn't work on that job too much longer. It was just, the stress of it was too much for me. So, positive emotions and being an optimistic person help me with coping with stress on my job. I project a positive attitude at work, and and the others feed off of it. When emotions running high on a bridge, I say something funny to lighten the atmosphere. I have a team that feed off one another. They support each other and will step in if something goes wrong or if somebody else needs some work. These are direct effects of social support. They will also celebrate a successful release we might have in 1 month. This type of activity will build the team and make them feel like part of the family. So I think what I'm just trying to say here is that stress isn't something that you should ignore. You really need to pay attention to your body and look for signs that you're having a stress or something, you have stress in your life. Thank you very much.